Hello and welcome to Patriot Stadium on a very chilly Friday, November night. It could dip down into the 20s and the wind could definitely be a factor in this game. I'm Pohl alongside Dylan Oren-King and Luca Yannuzi, as once again, your Wayne Hills Patriots are in the playoffs and one step closer to MetLife, playing against the Morris Hill Scarlet Knights. You guys excited for some football?
Absolutely, although it's cold, the sky is clear and it's a great day for football. I'm very happy to be out here, and frankly, it's a playoff game. I'm expecting a lot.
What do you think?
I definitely agree with Dylan. Even though it is really cold, looking forward to a great playoff game, seeing two great teams compete against each other. It should be a great game.
Should definitely be a good one. And actually, let's talk about some players we should look out for this game. So, obviously, last game against Valley, Jason Modak, he's definitely a big presence. He leads the team in tackles. He has 78 tackles. He has 11 sacks, and he also has 1 interception. What did you guys see from Modak so far this season, especially the Valley game, that makes him such a special player?
Well, you know what? Modak's a really dominant player, and we've seen that happen all season. Consistently getting behind the line, getting to the quarterback, sacks, and that 1 interception against Wayne Valley right in the beginning of the game. That was amazing, and honestly, I think this kid has a lot of talent. It's a senior year, and I think he really wants to go far in the playoffs this year to make it to the championship.
What do you think, Luca?
Definitely, with him being an incredible defender, he is definitely like one big person to look out for in this game.
Yeah, we definitely saw him. He had an interception, and also on special teams, he was also a standout special teams performer. He forced a fumble. I'm pretty sure it was at the kickoff right after the first score of that game. And another player to look out for is number 81, Charles Njoku. So he also leads the team in receptions of 18. He has 412 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's the team's biggest threat on offense. What do you guys think about him?
Honestly, you look at Charles, I look at his brother's history. One of his brothers currently in the NFL, David Njoku. The other one currently in Miami, Evidence Njoku. And now you got Charles. He's a big threat. He's a big target. Teams, every single time we play them, always want to shut him down, but they can't ever seem to do it. He's a dominant player on the wide receiver side, and with Jaron out of the way with all of his rushing attempts and JP in, honestly, I think we got to see a lot more out of him, especially because JP likes to throw the ball.
Many people really like him as a receiver, and Njoku has done so much this season, really made a lot of progress, especially with his brothers being where they are right now, one in the NFL, one being a great college football player. He can become one of them near the future.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough act to follow. Both those guys, very excellent football players. All of them very big built guys. They're definitely weapons to have on the offenses they play for. And another guy, we're actually not going to see him this game, Jaron Hayek. He's obviously a starting quarterback, and the offense runs through him. We're going to see JP Limechek. How big do you think Jaron's, missing in this game? How big do you think is going to affect the game?
Well, you know what? Jaron's a dual-threat quarterback. He can beat you in the air, and he can beat you in the run. And oftentimes, we've seen him make plenty of second-half wins just by coming back from amazing plays and amazing point deficits that Hills has been down in. Honestly, though, I trust JP. I'm in a couple classes with him. He's a very smart kid, and he's really athletic. And honestly, his arm is a cannon. He can throw that thing well over 50 yards. So honestly, I'm expecting to see a lot of him. Even if you're losing that mobility, I think he's a great playmaker.
Really, from the bit that I've seen from him, he has an incredible arm, like Dylan has said, and I really trust him for this game.
Yeah, JP Limechek, more of a pocket passer as opposed to Hayek, who's definitely a dual-threat quarterback. He uses a lot on his legs, but definitely seeing JP is able to move around in the pocket. He's definitely mobile, too. So, actually, let's look at the Wayne Hills playoff history. They have 27 playoff appearances, 18 finals appearances, and 9 sectional titles. So, obviously, Wayne Hills definitely used to winning the big games, making it in the playoffs. You think that history is going to come to play, in this postseason? They're able to live up to their past teams?
Well, honestly, this team is a group. It's not only a group, it's a family. They're together in almost everything they do. Practices, the whole team's together. They're always learning. They're always watching. Even if you're on the scout team, you always have an important role in this Wayne Hills team. And as you said, they have an amazing history. And last year, they went all the way to the championships and won against Wayne Valley in an amazing game, which will probably be, by my standards, one of the best in their history. So if anything, I think they have a winning mentality, and I think that's what they're going to come into this game with.
With the amazing playoff history and the game at MetLife against Valley and that incredible win, that was one of their best performances that I've seen, and especially their tradition too, like the Raw coming into part. Their tradition, their connection, their chemistry as a team that could definitely help in this game.
Yeah, the Patriots not really used to losing. I definitely think that they're gonna do well in this game. Hopefully, win the game, go further on. So, actually, the other game going on tonight, it's number 1 Old Japan against number 8 Teaneck. That game's definitely going to be one Patriots fans and players alike want to look out for. Old Japan favorites in this game. They're probably going to win that game. The winner of this game, the 4-5 game, will play that team. So even if they win this week, it's going to be a tough matchup next week.
Absolutely. You know what? I believe 2 years ago, didn't Old Japan make it all the way to the finals, and then we lost against them? I'm pretty sure that's what happened. And if anything, Old Japan has a history of being a very good team no matter what year it is. Honestly, last year they did have a little bit of a slight dip, but they came back strong this year. And honestly, if Teaneck can win, I hope they do. It'll just give us a straightaway victory, hopefully. But honestly, Old Japan's a really big matchup, and if Hills plays against them, it's going to be a really tough game.
Whether Hills or not wins this game, and if Teaneck were to win that game, they would definitely be looking forward to that. But yeah, Old Japan definitely a tough competitor for the winner of this game if they make it.
It would not be the first time we saw an upset. Last year, Wayne Valley played, I think it was maybe Irvington. They were in number 2 seed last year, if I'm not mistaken. And Irvington actually lost, and the Patriots and the Indians played in the finals. So, it's playoff time. You throw out the record book, and it's like blank slate. Anybody could win. And actually look at the Morris Hills playoff resume. Obviously, it's not as good as the Patriots. They don't have the same history. They have 14 playoff appearances. They have 5 finals appearances and 2 sectional titles. So, obviously, this team, they've had a little bit of success. Not obviously the amount of success Patriots have. What do you think their mindset's going to be going into this game?
Well, you know what? I think their mindset is going to be exactly the same as Wayne Hills. Look, we're going to go on the field, we're going to play our best, and the end goal is that we're going to win. That's what they want to do. In playoffs, all that matters is the W. It doesn't matter how you get it. If your team struggles a little bit but comes back in the end, it doesn't matter. As long as you get the W, that's all that matters in playoff football. And in the end, I'm pretty sure that's the mentality they're going to come in with.
He definitely has a point that the W is pretty much all that matters in the game.
Yeah, Morris Hill is definitely, they're going to want to win this game. It's a long drive for them. It's going to be a cold night. It's going to be a hard battle, but both teams definitely want to come away here with the win, go further on to the state title. So that'll be all the time we have, guys, on the field. Let's start to my interview with Jason Modak. Hello, I want to thank Jason Modak for joining us here on set to discuss what has been an interesting season so far up to this point. So, Jason, let's get started.
Sir.
So, coming into the season, what were the challenges you were anticipating as you prepared to defend your title?
I mean, obviously, a big challenge for us was replacing 4 Division I athletes. That's never an easy thing to do, especially for a public school. Guys like, we had to replace Brendan, Tyler, Hunter, Evidence. They were huge losses, and we had to replace guys like Luca, Grave, John Stadler. So I think we worked hard in the weight room all off-season, really worked hard to replace those guys and get to where we need to be.
Yeah, definitely had to replace a lot of key players, definitely at the wide receiver, running back position, also on defense. So going into opening week, obviously you had a lot of new players, a lot of younger players. You guys went to Ohio, played Canton McKinley. What was it like for you guys and them kind of getting their first taste of high school football?
I mean, the trip was fun. We got to see the Hall of Fame, which was a first. I mean, it's great. I mean, I love football, so that was a great experience for me. For the young guys, it was a good experience to see a lot of speed, see a lot of talent. They had a few D1 players, so for those young guys, see talent early on in their career was big for them.
And it was definitely a big test for them. Obviously, week 2, you guys played Ramapo. That was a really great comeback you guys did. What was that locker room like, actually? You guys were down at first by, I think, a touchdown or 2.
21-0.
Yeah, what was it like in the locker room?
So when we were down 21-0, we scored before the half. We get an interception before the half. We go in with a lot of momentum. Basically, Coach Dem just said, we're starting to get tougher than them. We're starting to wear down. We made a few adjustments on defense, made a few adjustments on offense. Coach Jakes did a great job doing that. Basically what it was, I think we just wore them down. That was the game plan, keep pounding the football right down their throats and see what they can do with it.
And it definitely worked. Obviously, you guys came back. That was probably the better one of the comebacks. Obviously, Valley, that was also a big comeback. Which one do you think was one of the better comebacks?
Had to say Valley because it was a state championship. I mean, we got the ring, so I guess that was a big one.
That definitely makes sense. So in week 3, you guys traveled to Old Japan, and that was also quite a formidable opponent. you guys were shut out, and in a few weeks you might be playing them again at Old Japan. What does this team need to do in order to change the outcome of that game?
I mean, just work hard in practice. We can't turn the ball over. That killed us in that game. Just play really hard. We're a different team now, though, so it should be a different game.
And what is your approach before each game? Is it a game-to-game type of thing or over a course of the season?
My approach is the same for every game. No matter who we play or whatever team we play, I watch film the same way, I practice the same way, I lift the same way, so it's always the same.
And I see you before games trying to hype up your teammates, trying to get the energy. And how important is it to have leaders like you, able to do that for the team?
I mean, that's huge. I mean, leadership is everything when it comes to high school sports. If you have good leaders, it could take you far. It's always good to have coaches that lead, but when you have players that could lead, it's even better.
When you have players obviously able to bring energy, also home field advantage brings a lot of energy. It's obviously a good thing to have, in the playoffs, home field advantage. Do you think that having home field advantage for at least one game definitely helps your chances of going back to the title game?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, teams don't like coming to Wayne Hills. They don't like to walk down to the field. They don't like how we run out before the game. They don't like the smoke. So, the fact that they're thinking before all that stuff before the game, it gives us an advantage, really.
Also, running out to the field through the helmet, that's obviously a big tradition. And obviously The Rock is a big tradition. So pretty much everyone in Wayne has heard the story about The Rock at this point, how, Valley spray painted The Rock. What did the football team feel about that? And, that really affect your gameplay going into the Valley game?
I mean, we were focused on the game. We weren't focused on The Rock. We have more important things to worry about. We had to win that game to get in the playoffs. So our Rock really wasn't going to bother us before the game. I mean, they might have thought it would bother us, but it really didn't.
You think, obviously you shut them out. You think that definitely, send a message that they were not coming into your house, not scoring any points?
Yeah, we had a message before the game that this year we didn't want this game to be close. We wanted to win by a lot, and I think we did that pretty well.
Mm-hmm. And let's actually talk about tonight's opponent, the Morris Hill Scarlet Knights. So what do you know about them? I believe you guys faced them in the playoffs last year. Who needs to step up tonight?
Well, basically they have some good backs. They're big. They have good backs. So their backfield's good. They have good wings. They have a good line. Their defense is solid. Basically, we had to play tough guy football, Wayne Hills football for 4 quarters, and just play hard, play very hard, and not make mistakes, no mental mistakes. Capitalize on all of our opportunities, force turnovers. I think we should be good.
It should be definitely a good game to play, definitely a good game to watch, definitely a good game to call. So looks like it's about all the time we have on set. I want to thank Jason for joining us. Don't go anywhere. Kickoff is next after this short break.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us introduce the Wayne Hills starting offensive lineup. At wide receiver, number 81, Charles Njoku, number 81. At wide receiver, number 42, Justin Barabu, number 42. At tight end, number 6, Nick Alshanis, number 6. At tackle, number 61, Joe Rundy. At guard, number 56, Keith Delachai, number 56. At center, number 58, Scott Fishgrun, number 58. At guard, number 57, Jason Modak, number 57. At tackle, number 72, Benzie Polgar, number 72. At Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you now please rise. Tomorrow, November the 11th, commemorates Veterans Day as we honor those who served in our armed forces. At the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C., it has been customary to trace the name of a son, a daughter, or a friend who made the ultimate sacrifice. An Army veteran once traced the name of a fellow soldier and penned these words: "I remember when our country lost many good men. When I went to the wall, so many names did stand tall. Then I traced a name to give it a sort of fame. As the years have gone by, may our spirits always remain high. So many Decembers, how important it is that one remembers." Let us reflect on those words as the Patriot Marching Band plays our national anthem.
Hello and welcome to Patriot Stadium. I'm Jared Pohl alongside Dylan and Luca as we see the Wayne Hills Patriots take on the Scarlet Knights.
The captains will meet at midfield.
So it should be a pretty good game tonight. It's definitely a chilly one. It's about 26 degrees outside right now. It's probably the coldest game of the year so far. You guys think that will affect the outcome of this game?
I say maybe yes, but on some parts no. Definitely players not being used to such cold weather definitely could be an effect to them, but some others may not feel it as much.
Yeah, I definitely think that, like, JP Lemchek, obviously, he's not really used to starting. He definitely handles the ball as a punter, but, you know, he hasn't really thrown in weather like this, especially as a backup. And not only that, the receivers, it might be very difficult. The ball's going to be pretty hard, so we'll see. I think it's going to be a lot more of a rushing game. And speaking of the rushing game, Dylan, you have some news about maybe an injury?
Well, yeah, by the looks of it, I believe that Adam Babito is actually on the side. We saw him play a couple of games before, only played 2 after coming back from another injury, but it seems like he's on the sidelines today. Speaking of other players, I actually got a chance to speak with Bensi Polgar, one of the tackles for this Wayne Hills offense, and he's pretty excited. He said that the attitude in the locker room was pretty good and said that everybody is really hyped up for this game. Coming from the coaches, it seemed like the same thing was coming from them too. They were really excited about this game. They're feeling really good, and they're ready to come out here and play some good football.
It should definitely be a good game. Good to have that type of energy. In my interview with Modak, actually, you said that, you know, it's very important to have energy, especially out of the gates. You definitely want to be the team that has the most momentum, the most energy. You come to play, come to win. That's the Wayne Hills Patriots approach. So it looks like the Scarlet Knights actually won the coin toss, so I think that they'll be getting the ball to begin this game. Should definitely be an interesting approach for the Patriots because obviously Jaron Hayek's a big part of the offense. Hayek almost 1,000 yards, both in the air and on the ground. He has 953 passing yards, 869 rushing yards. If the Patriots win this game, play another game or two, I think he could definitely get over the 1,000-yard mark, which would be pretty impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, I'm hoping he does. He's had an amazing season. And honestly, most of these guys have, but for him, this has been pretty much the perfect situation he could have gotten. And honestly, I'm going to expect a little bit more from him coming in the playoffs. As you said earlier, playoffs is a clean slate, so hopefully he'll be able to come out here and have some good plays.
Yeah, it's a tough break because it seems like the offense is definitely clicking at this point. It's a shame to see him go down with an injury, but JP Lemchak, I think he'll definitely pick up the slack. He'll definitely have himself a good game. And as the opening kickoff is up, looks like Vorbuth will field the kick. He's out to the right, and he's still on his feet, taken down. Looks like he's actually stepped out of bounds a little after the 30-yard line, so pretty decent return for him to start off the game.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's something Wayne Hill's been able to capitalize on a lot in these past games. Really getting downfield in the beginning of the game and able to turn great downfield positions into amazing opening drive plays, just like we saw in Wayne Valley. So hopefully we'll be able to see that happen today.
Starting field position is definitely an important part of football. It really goes unnoticed. You started the game, you start your drive at about the 40-yard line as opposed to like the 20 or 15-yard line. It's a bunch of plays you don't have to run close to your yard to the other team's end zone. So Lemchak takes a snap, hands it off to Joyce, who takes it out the middle, maybe a gain of a yard or two on the play. Michael Joyce will be the featured back tonight with Jojo Mongeli getting a couple more snaps than he did against Wayne Valley. He played very sparingly, got a couple snaps towards the end of the game.
Yeah, well, you know what? Michael Joyce has just had an amazing season so far. We saw it all this season, how important he's been in this offense. Honestly, I'm expecting a lot from him, especially tonight with Jaron Hayek out of the running game. I hope that he's able to take a bigger responsibility today.
Lemchak takes a snap, hands it off to Joyce again, who's taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Michael Joyce on the carry. Stopped by number 56.
Joyce taken down by Jason Baum, number 56, the Scarlet Knights.
Yeah, tough break for him, but honestly, at this point, you have enough space to air the ball out. Time to give JP's arm a check. Now, this is probably going to be the first throw he's really had as a starter all season, so I'm expecting a lot from him right here.
And boy, does he have a cannon. We were watching during warm-ups. Lemchak takes a snap. He drops back. He's scanning down the field. He throws it up to Njoku, who comes down with a catch.
And that's exactly what I was talking about. Sorry to cut you off there, but that's exactly what I was talking about. JP has a cannon. I personally have gym with him, so I get to see him throw the ball almost every day. He's throwing it out almost over 50 yards every single day. He's got a cannon, and if Wayne Hills can put that to good use, they can abuse this game.
Definitely good to see him make a good throw on a pivotal third down. The ball's handed off to Joyce again, taken down after a yard or two.
Michael Joyce on the carry.
That was one of the longer pass plays we've seen this season. That was about 20-yard play, actually.
Pick up of 1 second and 9.
So the Patriots will be second down and about 9 to go. Luca, what do you think the Patriots have to do on this drive in order to score?
I say pretty much on this drive, maybe go for a pass or two, get in some good running game, because the cold definitely should not affect running game. And if we have enough good blocking from the offensive line, then Ron should be able to get pretty good yards, hopefully into the end zone.
And JP Lemchak actually bumbles, not able to come up with the snap cleanly. He takes it himself. He's tackled for a loss.
Yeah, it looks like he just wasn't able to get a hold of the snap there. Luckily, he was able to pick it up, but that's just bad luck on him, honestly. Should be able to get that perfectly, but looks like some of that jitters. First game jitters coming into play there.
It definitely jitters. He hasn't really started this much, so it's his first start, of course. I think even in his high school career, I don't think he got too much playing time last year with Devera. It's his first start, and it's in a big situation. It's the playoffs, first round of the playoffs. This team definitely needs him to perform, as he's the only person in the backfield. All of his receivers split out, taking some orders from the sideline.
Timeout, Patriots.
Looks like the Patriots will call a timeout. So So a couple minutes in, about 8 minutes 54 seconds in the first quarter, still 0-0. It's a third down and 12 to go. So if you're the Patriots, what do you got to do here? Obviously, you need to throw it, but like, do you think they're going to go down the field or try to get the first down?
Honestly, I'm thinking if I'm Wayne Hills, look, it's 3rd and 12. It's early game. I don't want to take a risk here. I think we just go for the first down and just try to get that. Now, that doesn't mean we don't go for a long pass, but if it works out, I might as well just take it. I mean, frankly, JP Lemchek has a cannon, and his wide receivers are big targets. Charles Njoku is an amazing target. Just Vorbuth, amazing target. He's got a lot of options here. Honestly, I say just throw it and let it go.
Definitely with taking some long pass plays, especially on 3 and 12, being far back to get out of 4th down, maybe go for a long pass or go for a long run if we can get the offensive line to get a good block.
It'll definitely be a passing play as Lemchek steps back. He fires it down the field, and Zach Zachman looks like he calmed down the catch, so yet another nice throw.
An incredible catch.
Now there you can kind of see the difference between JP Lemchek and Jaron Hayek. See, normally Jaron Hayek at this point would probably already have at least 20 yards rushing, where JP Lemchek is perfectly fine with just staying in the pocket and slinging the ball all across the field.
Hayek definitely more in the mode of your traditional quarterback, where Jaron is more of an athlete. He either run it, he definitely throw it, but definitely looked like JP is a lot more comfortable in the pocket. He takes a snap and he hands it off to Joyce, who is still on his feet, taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
Joyce on the carry.
Yeah, and you talk about that comparison. It's almost like saying that you have Michael Vick as your starter when you have Peyton Manning as your backup. One of them can run all over the field and can make some pretty good passes, but the other one can only really throw that perfect deep pass and could just get it to any receiver he needs to.
An interesting thing is if JP Lemchek comes out with a good game, say he throws for like 3-4 touchdowns, he has himself a good game. You think, obviously, Jaron Hayek was a wide receiver last year. We'll talk about that after the snap. Joyce out to the right. He has some room, and he definitely gets a first down. Looks like he could have been called for a horse collar tackle, but does not look like he'll get a flag. As I was saying before, if Lemchek performs well, Jaron Hayek going into the season, we all thought that he would be the number 1 wide receiver. Can you guys see Hayek making the transition from quarterback to wide receiver again, maybe giving the team an extra weapon?
Honestly, that's what I expected. I expected JP to start at quarterback and Jaron Hayek to be the main wide receiver above Charles. Now, a lot of people may question that, and honestly, Jaron did put up a good progression, but I think JP should have started.
And Joyce takes it again up the middle. He has some room, and he's taken down at about the 5-yard line. So after Joyce not able to get too much, get into the stride, definitely had a couple of good runs so far.
Yeah, good job there by Michael Joyce. He's already put together 2 really good runs here, both of them for first downs, and this one puts him into the red zone. So honestly, they're in really good scoring position here.
Lemchek trying to drive the defense offside. 1st and goal for the Patriots. Got 2 guys split out to the right. Looks like that's Njoku. And the ball is handed off to Joyce again. Up the middle, and it's a touchdown for the Patriots. Michael Joyce run up the middle. Nobody is touching him on that one.
Amazing blocking by the offensive line there. An amazing awareness by Michael Joyce to just wiggle through some blockers, wiggle through some tacklers, and just able to get straight in the end zone for an amazing touchdown.
An incredible run through to get through a lot of defensive blockers.
Some nice vision by Joyce, able to recover after a couple of blocks from him at the line of scrimmage, wasn't able to get anything done. Now he has a touchdown. It's a high snap, and Cerny, the line drive kick through the uprights.
Oh man, it almost looked to me like it was going to be blocked there, but luckily enough, Dario Cerny, the most consistent kicker in my eyes, he can get it through no problem.
Well, he is 29 of 30 on the season, and the only time he missed a field goal is when it was blocked, so he's almost as sure can get.
Yeah, and I'll never forget that one that he didn't make that. Fortunately, I was the very fortunate one to say, oh yeah, absolutely he's going to be able to get this kick, and then just something making me eat my words, and it's blocked. So,
yeah.
Luckily, though, that hasn't happened since.
The second time, I thought you were coming close. You said, "Oh, I think he's gonna make this kick," and I said, "Dylan, you gotta watch out, man. You gotta make sure you don't jinx Dario." But, anyways, it's a 7-0 game so far. Just a little over 7 minutes to go in this first quarter. How important is it for the Patriots to get a score on their first drive early in this game?
Well, I say it's incredibly important getting a head start pretty much right off the bat, only pretty much like 5 minutes in. Getting them pretty much ahead and ready for like their next drive on defense, hopefully to try and hold the other team back.
It's definitely important now they're playing with a lead, so definitely a lot more comfort. We see JP Limechak make 2 good throws on third down, so he definitely looks a lot comfortable out there. Joyce in the running game doing pretty well, and we'll see if the special teams can make a play. We actually saw at Wayne Valley, the first kickoff the Patriots had, Jason Modak able to recover a fumble.
Number 24 are deep to return that kickoff.
Polgar will kick it off. It's fielded about the 15, taken out to the left side and taken down by a bunch of defenders. Looks like there's a late flag.
On the kickoff return.
There's number 1, Ray Almo Devar, taken down by Zacone.
A penalty marker is down.
Looks like it'll be against the Patriots.
Foul against the Patriots.
So now coming up, we'll be able to see what Morris Hills has to offer in offense, with leading by Nick Carlotti, their sophomore quarterback. 6'1", 175 pounds. He has some good stats to him, and honestly, I'm pretty excited to see what he can do.
Yeah, it should be interesting. He's similar to Hayek in that he runs a lot more. This is a running team as opposed to a throwing team. Ball's handoff to the tailback, and he's taken down behind the line of scrimmage by a bunch of Wayne Hills players.
Well, that's a good early sign. Wayne Hill is able to stuff the run. Hopefully they'll be able to keep this up. And, I mean, if they can, they're going to have some pretty good time here. I mean, this is a very dominant defense we've seen this season. So if they can keep this up in the playoffs, we should be set.
Yeah, definitely need great line play to shut down the other team's running and passing attacks. It was actually number 24, Angelo Massera, who is the primary benefactor of this Morris Hills team. He bobbles a snap, but he takes it out. Taken down after a gain of about 5 yards. Actually, looking at the stats now, Masseri, he has over 1,000 yards, 1,253, and 13 touchdowns. So he's pretty much the main source of offense for this Morris Hills team.
Yeah, well, you know what? Looking at it so far, Hills has done really good things against run teams this year. And honestly, this showing so far, it's already 3rd and 6. All they've done is run, and all Wayne Hills has done is shut them down. If they can keep this up, we should be good to go.
Looks like there's some movement on the line.
Prior to the snap, will start against the Scarlet Knights, 5-yard penalty.
Very unlucky there for the Scarlet Knights. Just a jump off sides, and that's all you need to lose 5 yards.
Yeah, especially in a playoff situation like this, you really can't face any big foolish penalties like that, because it pushes you back 5 yards. It's maybe only 5 yards, but it can make a really huge difference.
Oh yeah, especially when it's 3rd down.
The ball's taken out to the right side, taken down by a bunch of defenders on 3rd down, so it'll be 4th down.
And that's probably the best situation this Wayne Hills defense can get into. I mean, honestly, they stopped the run all 3 times and forced a 4th and 10. It can't get much better than that.
Yeah, definitely want to have good stops like this to begin. And actually heard some news from the Old Tapan game. It looks like Old Tapan winning 26-0. So it looks like at this point, I think it's the first quarter. I think Old Tapan's definitely going to win that game. So it's actually the 3rd quarter. And the ball out at the 1-yard line. Tough break for the Patriots. A 3rd quarter in the Old Tapan game. So unless there's some miracles from the Teaneck team, it looks like Old Tapan will go on to the next round. So that's definitely going to be a tough opponent if the Patriots win this game.
Yeah, well, that's honestly what we expected. Old Tapan coming into the number 1 seed and Teaneck coming in at number 8. That's what we expected out of that game. But let's focus more on this game, because this is the game that really is more important, because this is what who's going to be able to face Old Tapan. And honestly, if Wayne Hills is already going to do this good against Morris Hills, they'll probably be able to do very good against Old Tapan.
Well, hopefully, it's definitely two different teams. Old Japan definitely sporting some D1 athletes. I don't think Morris Hills has any. And the ball taken by Joyce up the middle. He has some room on the right side. He skips the tacklers, and he's taken down to the 20-yard line. So any worry about a potential safety, gone right there. Nice carry by Joyce.
Hey, well, you know what? Somebody I got to give credit to. I got to give credit to that offensive line coach. Honestly, he's got to be excited so far. His team is making some really good blocks, and it's letting Michael Joyce just run all over this Morris Hills team. He's got to be excited.
Yeah, it seems like something changed. At first, Joyce unable to get anything going, but now we see the string of some really good runs. It could be a similar game as to Ramapo, where we saw Michael Joyce go off for 3 touchdowns, the game-winning touchdown, too. We'll see what happens as Joyce goes out to the left side. He takes a pass. There'll be a flag for illegal motion, but Joyce makes a couple guys miss, gets a gain of about 4, but pretty sure it's going to be coming back.
Tackled by number 22, Sam Valerio. Penalty blocker is down.
And it will be against the Patriots. It looked like there's 2 guys in the backfield moving, so I think it's some sort of illegal formation.
Yeah, it looks like Michael Joyce and Justin Vorbuth both were just moving around in the backfield. And, you know, if you actually look at Vorbuth there, he looked a little bit confused. You could see that there was obviously something wrong going on there, but they called the play anyway. Well, that's just what happens. It's pretty unfortunate, but honestly, I think this Wayne Hills team can come back from it.
For sure. It's first down and 15, but as we saw, the ball's taken. Not too much going on for Joyce. JP Lemchek able to air it out so far pretty effectively on big third down plays, so we'll see if he could get another big passing play.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's 2nd and 15. Honestly, they can take that risk right now. And, you know, might be able to pay off, honestly, get at least those, 10 yards. So let's see if they'll be able to make it.
I feel a big passing play coming out as there's a receiver split out by himself on the left. Looks like that's one of the Casasantas. Lemchek he steps back. He's looking down the field, and it's a little short. Hits the ground. Looks like he was looking for Zachman.
The pass intended for number 6, Nick Alshamus.
Yeah, well, JP just a little bit of a down throw there. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get into the hands of Nick Alshamus. A little bit unfortunate. 3rd and 15. Now they definitely got to throw it if they want to get a first down.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to air it out now. See if JP Lemchek could be 3 for 3 on 3rd down. Looks like there'll be another timeout. So it'll be 3rd and long for the Patriots. Pretty successful 3rd down so far this game. And not only this game, they've been pretty good 3rd down team all season. Lemchek steps back, some pressure. He's throwing it down the field. It's a laser, and looks like Alshamus was unable to come down with the catch.
Yeah, yet again, too low. This time a little bit high. Nick Alshamus just not able to get up there and grab it. Maybe if that was to Njoku, maybe he could have caught it, but very unfortunate here. But JP Lemchek yet again out to take the punt.
So Lemchek beyond the punt for the first time tonight. Nick Alshamus is 5'11", so he's like 4 inches or so shorter than Njoku. Definitely 2 different sized receivers. It's a low snap for Lemchek. He's still able to boot it away pretty cleanly. It gets a generous bounce. It looks like it'll be down just about at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, well, you know what? When you're in that punting situation, you got your starting quarterback in. Honestly, maybe you might just be able to make a really good throw, maybe turn into a fake play. Honestly, I'd be pretty surprised if they do that, but honestly, I wouldn't put it above Wayne Hills.
It's definitely something Coach Demikoff could have in his back pocket. At this point, though, 7-0, you don't want to take any unnecessary risks, especially in your own side of the field. So it'll be 1st and 10, just under 3 minutes left on this very cold November day for the Scarlet Knights. The ball snapped. It's thrown to the tailback, taken out to the right side. And he has some room, and he's taken down, pushed out of bounds. Looks like that was number 24, Angelo Massera.
Well, pretty good job by him, able to get some decent yards. Getting really good yardage here, able to get the first down at least, so pretty good for them, but I'm looking at this Wayne Hills defense and wondering, was that a fluke or is something like that going to happen?
Massera out to the left side. It's pushed out of bounds.
Angelo Massera, number 24 on the carry. Joe Cerrone, number 84, knocks in.
Pushed out of bounds by Joe Cerrone.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
So the ball, 2nd and long, just past the 30-yard line. The ball's fumbled, or immediately jumped on by Massera.
Yeah, but you know what? A little bit of a slip up there from the Hills offense. Honestly, unfortunate for every team. It's already happened to us where one of our players actually fumbled at JP Lemchek, but yet again, just normal thing that happens. 3rd and 10 now. I don't think that a run's going to be able to solve their problems here. I think they're going to need to pass it.
Yeah, it's about 3rd and 10, so they're definitely going to need to throw it here. I don't think they've thrown it yet in this game. The ball is handed off again to Massero. He's taken down for nothing.
Yeah, see, exactly what I was saying. I don't think a run's going to work here, especially with what this Wayne Hills defense has been doing against this Morris Hills offense. Honestly, I think at this point, if you're not able to pass it, you're not going to be able to do anything, especially if the Wayne Hills defense is just expecting a run every time.
And it's not like this is the type of team. I think we played another team earlier this year. I think that was Pascack Valley, where they run wing T offense. Obviously, that's strictly a running type scheme. This is their quarterback has 765 yards to the air. They could definitely throw it. Not sure why they haven't yet. We'll throw it here. Throws a fade. Joe Cerrone able to knock it out of his hand. So it'll be a 4th down, turnover on down. So the Patriots will get the ball.
Yeah, you go on it in 1st down, or 4th down, but it's still first quarter, I believe, at least, unless we skip time a little bit, it's still first quarter. There's no real need to make that kind of risky throw, but, I guess they decided to go for it, and now Hills will just get that field position.
Well, I think the way Morris Hill sees it is that, they're the 30-yard line. It's not like they're in their own territory, and they're already down in a playoff game. You kind of got to take that risk because I'm not really sure how good their kicker is. I mean, we're lucky we have Dario Cerny on our team. The ball's actually handed off to Joyce up the middle, able to break a couple tackles, get a gain of about 8 or 9 on the play. Dario Cerny is one of the best kickers in New Jersey, very accurate. Pretty sure this season his longest is 36, but he could definitely clear that. I've seen him do it during warm-ups. Lemchek will take the snap, hands off to Joyce again, who up the middle gets enough for a 1st down.
Good job there by Michael Joyce. Excellent job by him, able to rush it down for a lot of yards. Able to get the 1st down, that's just what we expect from him.
57, Luke Malatesta on the stop for the Scarlet Knights.
So the clock winds down, we're under a minute, just about 30 seconds left. What do you think Patriots got to do the rest of this first half, Luca?
Well, I say what the Patriots have to do is
when Joyce actually takes it 8 yards.
What the Patriots got to do, I say they need to get that one good pass or run to get a decent amount of yards, and if it gets them ahead enough, hopefully they can drive that ball in for a touchdown.
We'll see if the Patriots do take that approach. As it looks like the clock will hit 0 before the Patriots can take a snap. Looks like they'll walk off the field. So at the end of the first quarter, 7-0, the Patriots on top. What do you think the Patriots have excelled at so far, guys?
Well, you know what? One thing I absolutely have to say is the one thing that got them the touchdown. Michael Joyce has had a pretty good game so far. We did see him be a little bit shaky at first, but he came back pretty dominant. He was able to make some really good runs off of some really excellent JP Lemchek throws. Honestly, I think that if they keep this up, they can go ahead in this game and safely take a win.
Yeah, I say with that run game, I think it was the Pascack Valley game. like Michael Joyce. He was a bit shaky for the first half of pretty much the first quarter. Then he got a great run, turned into a touchdown. And that's like this game. After his first touchdown, he's just been doing really, really good in the running game.
Yeah, definitely someone they can lean on in a type of game like this where it's very cold, very windy. You want to have a good running back in order to take control of this game and win the game.
Wayne Hills lining back up. JP Lemchek back in the pocket. Takes a snap. Hands it off to Michael Joyce, able to run down the right side. Stiffs arms the tackler and able to get a couple yards here and able to get a first down at around the 44-yard line.
Nice run by Joyce again. He's starting to break off again. A couple of big yardage gains.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things I do have to say, though, I'm kind of hoping that they do use some of their other offensive weapons. You know, don't just be a one-trick pony, you know. Go to some other guys. Njoku still has yet to make a catch so far, and Vorbuth is still a valid target. JP takes a snap, but looks, Michael Joyce wasn't there, and he takes it himself. Is able to get about 4 yards here, but it looks like he was planning for it to be a run and kind of got confused in the pocket. At least he was able to get a couple of yards.
He was definitely waiting for someone to come away with that ball. He saw no one did, but he's still able to get a gain on the play, so it's a nice shot by him taking advantage of that read. And I think that really comes as a miscommunication, as obviously he's not the starting quarterback. Definitely knows the playbook. There's definitely be a couple of rough patches.
JP takes a snap, hands it off to Michael Joyce, able to run out to the left. Is tackled, but is able to get about 6 yards here. And it's going to be about 3rd and 2. So yeah, JP Lemchek, he isn't the starter, but he's good enough to be one. I think that's the point that last play showed, that even though Michael Joyce, he was expecting to hand it off, he was able to have the quarterback intelligence to be able to get those extra yards. And I think that's really important.
An interesting change. Jojo Mangeli checks in for Joyce. Looks like he'll get his first snap of the night.
JP in the pocket. Ooh, almost got him there. Almost took the defense by surprise. And yeah, Jojo Mangeli coming into the game, he's probably one of the most balanced running backs this team has. He's got the strength and he's got the speed. As JP Lemchek in the pocket takes a snap, hands it off to Jojo. Ooh, and gets taken down behind the line of scrimmage. They are going to lose yards here. And looks like it's going to be 4th and 5.
It's a tough break by Jojo. Looks like the defender just able to get him by the ankles. It looks like they'll keep the offense out.
Yeah, it looks like they're going by what Morris Hill said last time, where they're not in their own territory. It's a playoff game. You might as well go with the risk. JP Lemchek in the pocket takes a snap, looking for the pass. He sees Alshamus, fires, and fires it ahead of Nick Alshamus. He isn't able to make the catch. That's the 3rd time that Nick Alshamus has not been able to come up with a pass.
Kind of like the idea, though. I think Alshamus is a very athletic, good player. We really haven't seen him get targeted over the course of the season. He's definitely been picking it up the last couple of games, but I appreciate that, you know, Alshamus unable to come down with the ball once or twice so far. He's trying to give him his confidence back, say, you know, this guy's a valuable part of our offense. We're trying to get him back in the game, get him confident.
Yeah, you know, if you can give Alshamus the ball, he can do all kinds of miracles with it. And honestly, that's what I'm expecting today. And honestly, I'm hoping he can really get him back in this game and get him into the form that he has been for the past couple of games. Wayne Hill's defense back on the field. Morris Hills will take the ball. There's a snap. It's a toss out to the right side. It's going to be quickly taken down by Wayne Hills. Excellent job there. And now it's Nick Alshamus on the other side of the ball. May not have been able to make a catch so far, but he is certainly able to make an amazing tackle to be able to make it 2nd and 15.
And that's the beauty of high school sports. You have guys playing both ways. So, yeah, Alshamus unable to come up with a catch on 4th down. He says, you know, I'm going to make up for it. Very next play, huge stop. Looks like it's about a 4 or 5 yard loss on the play.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, that's an amazing job right there. You put him into a difficult situation. Now you just got to stop the run. Back in the snap. Takes it. Hands it off. Is able to get a couple of yards here, but isn't even going to make it back to where it'd be 3rd and 10, and it's going to be 3rd and 11. Great job there by the Wayne Hills offense to be able to start the run.
The way that Massera he cuts, it kind of reminds me of LaShawn McCoy a little bit. He's very shifty, and it seems like it's very hard to bring him down, kind of a LaShawn McCoy-esque runner.
Yeah, and you know what? That's pretty scary. You got a LaShawn McCoy-like runner out in the backfield, a lot of elusiveness. He can pretty much get past almost any tackler you really put in front of him. Honestly, that's a mixture for success, and fortunately, for at least us, this Wayne Hills defense has been able to shut them down.
What's crazy, though, is he's only 5'7". He definitely runs a lot bigger than 5'7".
Yeah, for such a small stature, he's able to surely make it that up with his runs. Takes the snap, he fumbles it, and it's going to be taken. Oh, no. There he goes. Now he gets taken down. Was almost taken down even further. He was able to get up a couple yards, but then was immediately taken down by Jason Modak.
Jason Modak, that looks like that's his 12th sack of the season. He's definitely racking up the sacks.
Absolutely. He's been a key player for this defense here. He's been amazing all season, but he's been the star of this team so far. And he's been doing amazing.
He's definitely going to be very tough to replace as he graduates as a senior.
A little bit of movement here. Takes the punt. Punts it away and is pretty deep, but is going to go straight out of bounds at around the 43-yard line on the hill side of the field.
Man, I wish that one stayed in bounds. I definitely want to see Mongelli get that ball. We really haven't seen a lot of him, but he's definitely a very explosive player.
Yeah, you know, he missed the first couple of games with an injury. Honestly, him and Abito would have started if they both weren't injured, but Michael Joyce came in and absolutely filled in for their positions, a sophomore on this team. He's been doing amazing so far, but honestly, I hope that Jojo Mongelli will get a shot. Same with Abita.
And Michael Joyce, with his 6'1", 200-pound frame, he's definitely a very great athlete.
JP was in the pockets, handed off to Michael Joyce. He's able to run out to the left, and is taken down out of bounds. Good job there by Michael Joyce to create some space. He's able to get a couple yards here, making it 2nd and 5.
If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that Joyce also plays basketball. He's a pretty good basketball player, and he plays lacrosse, so it's a three-sport athlete. You don't really see a lot of those.
Yeah, especially on this football team. You know, this football team is pretty much a full-year thing, dedication. If you're on the team, you're there every day, so honestly, it's pretty rare to see a 3-month athlete. Anyway, JP in the pocket, hands it off to Michael Joyce. He's able to cut up the left. And is he able to get the first down? It does not look like he was able to, almost.
Number 51 on the tackle.
Hold on here, the ref's still talking about it. And no, there was actually a penalty on the field, and it'll go against Hills. Very unfortunate for Hills here as the ball is going to get moved back.
It's a tough break for the Patriots. You definitely don't want to have penalties, especially if it's a one-possession game. You definitely want to get some points on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to set them in 2nd and about 16 now. So that's a lot of yards you're losing. So honestly, that's a pretty bad thing for Hills here. But unfortunate news for JP. Looks like they're going to need to go to the pass a little bit earlier than they thought.
You definitely want to see JP Lemchak get some more throws in. So far, you know, he's been pretty good in the pocket. Definitely want to see him throw it down the field, unleash that cannon he has.
Absolutely. As JP takes it, hands it off to Michael Joyce, and doesn't look like he was able to get much yardage here. Looks like he was only able to pick up a yard or two. And it looks like it's going to be 3rd and about 15. So I think at this point here, this is where you go with the JP throw. Looks like Vorboot's coming in, Nick Alshamus coming in. I'm sorry, not Nick Alshamus, but definitely a lot of different players than from what we usually see on this offensive side in. And it looks like JP is going to be lone in the backfield in the shotgun formation.
5 receivers.
JP takes the ball, looking for the pass, tosses it, and it is way over the head of Charles Njoku. He is not able to come up with that. So pretty unfortunate there. We see a lot of the punt team coming in now, and it looks like they're just going to give this ball away. 6 minutes, 58 seconds left of the 2nd quarter. Hills 7, Morris Hills 0. And the punt is going to be sent away. So far, a decent showing by Wayne Hills here. Still, though, they could do a lot better. There's the punt. Taken well by JP, sent down the field. Really good bounce here as it's just moving down the field. And it is going to be picked up around the 15, 14-yard line.
On the 15-yard line.
So a pretty decent punt here as the Wayne Hills defense is going to be coming back onto the field. We've seen them have some success as it shows with Morris Hills not scoring a single point in this game.
And Morris Hills definitely had the ball in Patriots territory, unable to do anything with that though. Now they're at the 15-yard line. Should be interesting to see if they get any offense going on here.
Definitely the offense. JP Lemchek definitely on the Hills offense could definitely like take over a lot more. But now with the Morris Hills offense on, if they could pull off some decent plays, maybe they can get upfield.
Absolutely, as Nick Carletti is given the ball, but hands it off, and it only goes for about 3 yards there, making it 2nd and 7. So far, I don't think we've even really seen a pass, and if we have seen a pass, didn't really go for anything for this Morris Hills team.
There's one play, it looked like Joe Cerrone was covering one of the receivers that was on 4th down. Besides from that, really have not seen any passes at all, Dylan.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I'm expecting more. Carlotti takes the snap and is going to run it out to the right side, but it's going to be taken down before it can really get anything. Good job there by Wayne Hills. Looks like it's going to be 3rd and 5, but 3rd and 5 is better than 3rd and 1.
For sure, definitely want to make sure they get the least amount of yards as possible, make it a lot harder for them. This situation, definitely run or throw, but you want to make it more leaning towards pass because it definitely does not look like this Morris Hills team is very comfortable passing, because if they were, obviously we've seen a lot more passing plays so far.
Yeah, well, that's going to be a problem for them against this Wayne Hills defense. Honestly, if they can't pass and they can only run, then their team just becomes one-dimensional, and honestly, then that just gives them less of a chance to win this game.
If you're a playoff team, you definitely don't want to be one-dimensional. That's a recipe for losses.
It's definitely shown in the Hills run defense that they can definitely cover runs with them shutting out Morris Hills so far.
Yeah, absolutely. So, timeout called by Morris Hills. So, 7-0, 5 minutes, 18 seconds left on the clock in the second quarter. So, we've seen a couple things here by the Wayne Hills offense and defense. What do you think is one of the highlights of this Wayne Hills defense?
I say definitely their ability to keep the running backs for the Scarlet Knights to behind the line of scrimmage or gaining barely any yards, because pretty much all they're doing is running. They really have not made a single pass play. Maybe they've made 1 or 2, but none of them have really gone for completion.
Absolutely. Now, talking about offense, who can you highlight as one of the star players so far in this game?
I definitely think Michael Joyce has taken advantage of the spotlight. It's really been all about him. He has a touchdown. He has the big yardage. I think Michael Joyce definitely is the key player from both teams, and he's definitely been making an impact on this game.
Absolutely. It's both offense and defense coming back out on the field now. Pretty fortunate for Wayne Hills so far. Up by 7 points, but that can easily change if Morris Hills is willing to change what they're doing on offense.
Definitely want to get a stop here.
Carlotti on the snap. The ball comes out of his hands. Looks like it was fumbled. And Wayne Hills picks it up. Excellent awareness there by the Wayne Hills defense, able to pick it up in an amazing spot. And is able to give it up to the Wayne Hills offense.
Yeah, Joe Rondi able to get on top of that ball. I think that's the 3rd or 4th time we've seen Morris Hills fumble the snap. Definitely looks like their center is uncomfortable, because I've never really seen, especially it's the first half still, that many fumbles.
Absolutely. As JP back under center, takes the snap, hands it off. Pretty good run up the middle. Gets tripped up, though, very slightly. Michael Joyce could have made an amazing run there if he wasn't tripped up. But still a really good run there. And yet again, we're seeing him break off to make amazing runs late in this half. Honestly, I think you just run it in with him, don't you?
there should be no reason why they don't run at this point. Michael Joyce has the hot hand. He's starting to take over this game. You give that man that ball and let him feast.
JP takes a snap, hands it off to Michael Joyce, who was able to get in for his second touchdown of the day. Excellent run there by Michael Joyce, and great blocking there by the Wayne Hills offensive line. Able to get a quick score.
Nice job by the Patriots, able to open a hole for Joyce. Joyce able to get another score. It's good that they put another score on the board, especially before halftime, as they'll receive the. Actually, they're going to be kicking off during halftime, so they definitely want to get as many possession leads as they can.
Absolutely. Dario starting lining up for the kick now. Takes it, and it is good. And if I am not mistaken, that is his 30th extra point.
Looks like, yes, that's 30 for 31 on the season, so certainly 30 field goals on the season. That's pretty impressive.
Well, 30 kicks for Dario Cerny, all of them made it. Excellent job by him. Able to at least like that milestone in this season so far.
I'd be interested to see how Cerny racks up as one of these scoring leaders of Wayne Hills. I mean, you've had a bunch of players who score a lot of points, either it's kickers or position players. He's definitely getting at least 1 point for every single Wayne Hills score, whether it's a field goal or an extra point. So I'd be interested to see how he ranks on like the leaderboard.
Absolutely. 4 minutes 56 seconds left in this second quarter. Hills up 14-0 against Morris Hills in this playoff matchup. Pretty good start out for Wayne Hills here, honestly. This can't ask for much better unless they're blowing them out by over 28 points. But honestly, they don't even need to do that. And this Wayne Hills defense has absolutely shown that they can, as long as they can control this game, Hills is going to dominate.
Well, Dario Cerny definitely being one of the most consistent kickers in the state. It definitely should rack up points, not just for him, just for the Wayne Hills team, him being a big part of wins for games and racking up points for games.
Absolutely, as Spencer Polgar lines up to take the kick. Here it is. High and far down. And it's just going to roll right out of bounds. As Morris Hills offense is going to come back on the field.
Not see a lot of touchbacks at the high school level. It definitely looked like Polgar got all of him inside that kick.
Yeah, and you know what? Good job for him. Touchbacks, as you said, pretty rare so far. We've seen him make a couple in the season so far, so as long as he's able to put those mean kicks down the field, honestly, good luck to him. Wayne Hills defense coming back on the field now. Last time they recovered a fumble to turn it over on downs. Excellent job by them so far in this game, able to completely shut out Morris Hills. Let's see if they can continue. Carlotti on the snap, high snap, hands it off, and it's just taken down by Jason Modak. Excellent job.
Modak absolutely manhandled the back on that. Again, another weird snap. It seems like the center is definitely uncomfortable. I do not know what's going on with him.
Yeah, you know what? Yet again, maybe some jitters. We saw JP Lemchik getting affected by that earlier this game. But he settled in so far. Honestly, I've never really seen a center that's been able to so high or so low or it's fumbled. Honestly, that's pretty rare.
We've definitely seen a lot more botched snap attempts than successful ones, and I don't really think you can say that a lot of the time.
For the one play we had the quarterback to blame, and that was it.
Run here by Morris Hills is going to be taken out for about a gain of 4, but it's going to be quickly shut down here by Wayne Hills.
Delachai, number 56 on the stop for the Patriots. 3rd and 8.
So yet again, we see Morris Hills pretty much come into this offensive drive one-dimensionally. Honestly, they keep running the ball, but it doesn't seem to work. When do you think they're going to be able to change something up?
Well, honestly, at this point, I don't know if they're going to. I mean, looking at the stats, I have a bunch of guys who have over 300 yards rushing. They're rushing first team, and you know their guy Massera, he's the leading rusher, leading attacker of this offense. So if he's unable to get anything going, I can't really see Morris Hills getting anything done on offense, actually.
Timeout called here as Wayne Hills will go back to the sideline. So a pretty one-sided game so far, 14-0 with 3 minutes, 17 seconds left in the second quarter. So what do you think is one thing that you've seen that Morris Hills needs to improve?
Well, I say definitely with their snapping. Their center has pretty much been off this game. Who knows what it may be, playoff game jitters, or maybe just being off for any other reason. Their first snap that was fumbled, I mean, I say that was on the quarterback's play. He had it in his hands, and then he just dropped it. But otherwise, that center has not been good in the snapping game. And also, I would say they really could use a pass play. I don't really know many of the receiver stats, but if they play receiver, they can pretty much do a good job at the position they play. They were selected to play there, and they can do their job right. So if you can get a pass to them, that could help your team.
Well, you know what? One of the things that definitely is helping out Wayne Hills, I'd say at least, is J.P. Lemchek being the starting quarterback. Honestly, he's throwing the ball down the field multiple times, and honestly, that's something that not a lot of teams that are looking at the Wayne Hills film are going to see. They're mainly going to see Jaron Hick and his mobile scheme. But JP is going to be throwing the ball a lot more as Morris Hills takes the snap. Finally, a pass is actually going to make it. And it is, in fact, going to be a first down. First completed pass of the game by Morris Hills, and it goes for the first down.
Tough break for the Patriots.
And Nick Elshame was trying to get to the shoestring tackle, just couldn't get there.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate here to be able to turn it into a first down.
Still have a lot of field left. The ball's spotted about the 32-yard line, so the Patriots definitely have some time to make some more stops.
Yeah, absolutely. But yet again, Morris Hills does have a lot of time to be able to create something here. And honestly, if they're going to switch it up to a passing scheme, and they're going to start to throw a little bit more, honestly, they can impress a lot of us here and maybe be able to score. And a timeout is going to be taken here yet again by Morris Hills.
I mean, yeah, Morris Hills, there's pretty much under 3 minutes. Changing to a passing scheme, if anything, a long passing scheme. For long passing schemes with pretty much 3 minutes left, that can get them some big yardage quick, and they can maybe even score a touchdown with it.
And if you look down the field now at the Wayne Hills huddle, you can see Coach Demikoff going off on some of his teammates. Obviously, he didn't exactly like what happened with that last passing play. Honestly, I get it. You know, I definitely don't want to see my team get beat like that. But honestly, I say you just go back out there and you just keep playing the same way you have been and just adjust to it. You know, this Wayne Hills team has been known for their adjustments. You know, later in the halves, later in the quarters. So honestly, this is something that they can do and that they will do. Quarterback takes a snap, hands it off, and isn't able to get a lot of yards here. Is going to be 2nd and 8.
Demikoff has got to be pretty happy with this team at this point. I mean, it's still 14-0. The offense has been playing relatively well. Defense, shutout, obviously, they're playing pretty well. I mean, yeah, you want to be up maybe 21-28-0, but at this point, besides that one first down pass right before, defense has been absolutely dominating.
Morris Hills lining up. Snap handed off to the running back here. And he's going to be taken down yet again. Not going to go for a lot of yards here, but it is going to be 3rd and 4. One really good run here or one pretty short pass, and they can honestly get a first down here.
I mean, I say Wayne Hills has had such a defensive domination because they're so used to having their defense in a run setup rather than a pass setup. Because when they went for their pass, the Hills defense may not have expected it. It hasn't happened much this game. So that it has happened, and it was a completed pass. Their secondary really couldn't cover it.
Yeah, well, you know what? If they're going to switch to a passing setup, that just means the secondary has to step up. Yeah. You know what? I do agree with you. You know, they probably weren't expecting that. They were probably expecting a run. Honestly, it looked like a run to me, but they were just able to get a really good pass off there. So, honestly, if Wayne Hills can just, you know, keep their eye on the ball, keep their eye on the quarterback, able to really get a sight for what's going on. And, whoa, that looks like a very different setup than what we're normally used to. Looks like they got 4 linemen out to the left there. Quarterback takes a snap and is quickly going to get rushed by Joe Rondi, but he is able to get a first down here as they weren't able to get to the quarterback, and he only had 2 blockers.
That was a very unusual type of formation. The only time I see anything like that was the Bengals against the Giants a couple of years ago. It was a very weird formation, but I guess it worked for them because I mean I don't think the Patriots are expecting to go to the right side of the field at all.
No, absolutely not. Honestly, I thought they saw the lineup on the one side, and then they were just able to get it downfield. In the lineup, hands it off again out to the left. Is he able to get a couple yards? A really good stiff arm there, and he is going to rush down the field. Justin Vorbuth able to make a pretty good tackle downfield there, but they are able to get a long drive there, and exactly what they needed. And this is exactly what Wayne Hills needed to stop.
You definitely don't want to see that if you're Wayne Hills. Morris Hill definitely starting to pick up some steam. 2 first down runs. Hopefully the Patriots can stop a lot more of those runs.
Another run here by Morris Hills, and it's quickly going to be taken down by the Wayne Hills defense.
Angelo Macera, number 24 on the carry.
So 1 minute, 25 seconds left on the clock. Still 14-0 in the second quarter. Half winding down here, but Morris Hill's in a pretty good scoring position here. Honestly, they could score something here if they get pretty lucky. Morris Hill's lining up. Quarterback takes the snap. It is fumbled again. Jason Modak able to wrap him up just before he's able to rush for any yards, and that's going to be 3rd down.
Again, yet another botch job by that center. They definitely need to figure out something if they're Morris Hills. I mean, if you can't even get the ball to your quarterback, even to hand it off or pass it, you can't really do anything on offense. So they definitely need to make a change there because this is just not good for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, that shows bad ball control, and honestly, if you keep that up, hey, you know what? Don't fix it, because then Wayne Hills will be able to win. And honestly, that's the exact mentality that's going to happen. Morris Hills takes the snap here, throws it, and it is going to be not intercepted. Almost looked like it was, but ball does not come down, and Hills is going to walk away after it being 4th and 10. Almost stopping the drive here, but, you know, Morris Hills might be able to make something out of this.
They're going to go for it again on 4th down, and if you're Morris Hills, you have to go for it. 22 seconds left, so even if you are unable to convert, Patriots probably not able to get anything done. You're down 14-0 in the playoff game. You got to go for it.
Yeah, well, you know what? There's only 22 seconds on the clock. At this point, it's make or break. And a really high snap there. Yet again, another stop there. Joe Rondi not able to wrap up. But the linebacker core able to get in there and stop the quarterback. Pretty good run there. Could have made something, but Wayne Hills is just going to take control of the ball.
Looks like there's actually a late flag on the play.
And looks like the foul is going to be against Wayne Hills.
Personal foul against the Patriots.
And it is going to be a personal foul against the Patriots. Very, very unfortunate, and they're going to move the ball up.
I didn't even see anything that had happened. Don't know what they're really calling the personal foul for.
Yeah, but very unfortunate for that. Morris Hills now going to get the first down in what is a very good scoring position here. Even further now. Very unfortunate for Wayne Hills. Not sure exactly what happened, but you know, whatever it did, it's going to set them back. Morris Hills taking the snap, looking for the pass, and throws it just before the running back is able to catch it. Very unfortunate there for Morris Hills, but very fortunate there for Wayne Hills, as it's going to set 2nd and 10.
It looked like that pass, looked like the running back was not expecting it. It was a little more far right than I think he expected.
Absolutely, as Morris Hills lining back up again, trying to convert something here. Quarterback takes it, looking for a pass. Almost passed it out, but Modak almost got him with the sack. Quarterback is just going to run it here, and it's going to be taken out of bounds. Good job there by Wayne Hills to stop any extra movement. And this is just going to be 3rd and 8.
And with 4 seconds left, I think this is going to be the last play of the first half. Joe Cerrone, nice job wrapping up the quarterback and bringing him out of bounds.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? 4 seconds left on the clock. If they can stop him here, then they're going to come into this second half, and they're going to have the lead in a blowout situation. And honestly, 14-0 is exactly what you would look for to start the second half of this game. But they got to stop whatever Morris Hill is going to do here. Quarterback takes the snap, looking for a pass. It's going to go up, and it isn't going to get caught. It's going to get swatted away. And as the clock hits 0, Wayne Hills will have a 14-0 lead against the Morris Hills.
Nice job by the Patriots, able to escape the first half. No points put up by the opponents. I really think that they're in good shape right now. I mean, yeah, they're going to have to kick off the ball to start off the third quarter, but, you know, they have 2 possession leads, so even if they do make some sort of mistake, they definitely have a little bit more of a cushion. So far, who do you guys think has really excelled for the Patriots?
Well, I say it's got to be JP Lemchek getting off his passes, and I say our running game has definitely been doing really well, getting us our 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? Jason Modak, too. He's been having an amazing game so far. He got a really good sack on the Morris Hills quarterback. And honestly, he's a key playmaker for this Wayne Hills team, and I'm expecting to see him a lot more.
Drum majors, Kyle O'Toole. Drum captain, Sanguine Coe. Drum lieutenant, Sanguine Coe. Guard captains Tori Anderson and Bridget Puglia. President Liam Fegan. Vice President Joshua Miller. Secretary Sadie Delafato. Publicity Officer Job Luca. Recruiting Officer Caitlin Langschultz. Equipment managers Colin Brooks, Ryan Sider, Jason Cobrin, and Ethan Lesser, along with Anthony Trantacosta, Josie Van Houten, librarians Megan Padilla, Ariana Chin, Christina Hart, Ricky Jadhab, and rookie representative Sakshi Lende. The field repertoire portrait of the American West. Westward bound, go down, around the campfire, and arrival. The Patriot Marching Band.
Quarterfinal
Ladies and gentlemen, let's return that salute with an appropriate round of applause for the Patriot Marching Band. Kevin Grimes, you're needed up in the press box. Kevin Grimes in the press box, please.
Hello and welcome back. Alongside me in the booth here is Mr. Hookstraight. How you doing?
This is pretty good, Jared. I actually, in 17 years, I've never actually done this before, so it's kind of strange being up here. But it's the reason I'm up here is, teams, all different sports teams have a senior night, and I thought about this the other day that you guys never get a senior night. So what I decided to do is kind of just recognize the main six of you who have been with the club the last several years. So Alec or the folks down in the trailer, if you could bring up the graphic so we can take a look at it. So basically what you see there are 6 people who have, over the last 4 years, worked a total of 819 hours, I believe it is, which is pretty impressive. You guys don't get paid to do this. I know Alec and Josh are way above. They've each got well over 200 hours. I think you just went over the century mark with 100 hours. Sally just went over the century mark with 100 hours. Frankie Terranova, who couldn't be with us tonight, but Frankie's done a lot with us over the years. And I know he's going to join us again for basketball. Has done a great job. And Matt Blumenberg as well, who's done some stuff with us this year. Folks that are watching at home, it's not me who's doing all this stuff. It's you guys that are doing it all. I just come and kind of supervise things. So the appreciation is great. I do appreciate all that you guys do. And with that said, hopefully you've enjoyed the ride since you're on headset now, and you are one of the seniors as well. Give me a couple thoughts of what you've experienced the last 4 years.
Well, for sure, I definitely found what I'm passionate about. I mean, going into freshman year, I really had no clue what I wanted to do with my life, but definitely after taking TV and doing this, I definitely see that, doing TV is what I'm really passionate about. Hopefully I'm able to continue this going into college. Hopefully I'm able to get into Newhouse. That's where I want to be. I think I've learned so much in your class, whether it's, doing Premiere, Photoshop, even just things like not even about TV. I just felt like I've learned so much from this class, and I'm really grateful I had the opportunity, especially, do this club.
Well, good. That's excellent. You've come a long way these last couple of years. I think you started as a junior, or did you start as a sophomore?
I did a little bit of camera work sophomore year towards the end.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, just to kind of go over once again, Jared, you've done all the announcing. Alec has been with us 3 of the 4 years. He's been extremely loyal. He's done camera. Now he's been directing and TDing a lot. Sally, I think 3 of the 4 years, couldn't be with us tonight, but she's done a lot of camera work, and she's done a lot of stuff behind the scenes as well. Matt Blumenberg has done, obviously, some camera work and audio and has been very loyal. And then there's Mr. Kashmann, who, what can I say? I mean, he's been the one who's been the most instrumental in getting us to the using Wirecast, moving on into HD. One of the best troubleshooters I've ever seen, and he's going to be a tough one to lose. You're all going to be tough to lose. So we do have one more game that looks like. It doesn't seem like this is going to be the last game. It does look like Ultapan has won. They won 46-7, I believe. So we will, if we hold on here, be heading to Ultapan next Friday. So you get one more game to do at least next Friday. So I think that's about all I have to say in this debut of being in the booth. I know there's a lot of people out there who've come before me or come before you who would be very surprised that Mr. Hookstraight joined you guys in the booth for a minute. So I think that's about all I have to say. So I'll turn it back over to you. You can kind of send it back to, you can say we'll be back with third quarter action shortly. Go right ahead.
And that's right. We will be back shortly bringing you the second half of this game.
All right.
And then you got the porta potties. Yeah. And you got the field that's 2 miles away.
Actually, those would be nice. Those new fields like the wall.
Those, when our kids were in like 4th, 5th grade, that's when that shit was supposed to
Started?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think the town bought it.
Okay.
They because it used to be a farm. Because a cow farm.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was it donated to the field or the land?
This is like a football field. Cow pickle.
So it's 3 fields, right?
3 or 4.
Wow. Not football though. Cross soccer and baseball. Yeah, right?
Oh, really?
Nice. Right there.
I mean, honestly, they should have done a nice thing. Right?
They could have probably put another turf field here.
Oh, yeah. Just here. Yeah. Who you like? Was it Nike or Armor?
Let me Phil. Phil, what's his name?
No,
Nike guy.
No, Nike or was it what do you call it? Under Armour. They want their sponsor to pay for everything because we're in the flight pattern.
Oh, wait a minute.
The planes, but the mayor wouldn't do it because they only wanted to do us and not Val.
Also, you want to
Well, because it's a flight. It's a flight pick.
Oh, I see
You
what
could
you're
see this when you're flying into Newark. You could see the field.
I never heard that story. So they want to build a dome.
No, not a dome. They wanted to redo the stadium.
Oh, okay,
Nike was
okay.
going to pay for everything to redo it. Nike or Under Armour?
The deal to a dome.
That'd be nice.
Nice, right?
These poor guys, everyone left.
This is VIP here. You got the ticket? He got the ticket? Okay. He gets it.
They have a reach around. Yeah.
Number 72, Betsy Polgar, will kick off for the Patriots.
And welcome back to Patriot Stadium as the Patriots are just about ready to kick off, start the second half of the game. So far the Patriots have been playing pretty well. What do you guys think are keys to winning this game?
But so far, at least I think the key here, just let the defense do what they do best and stop the run.
Let's see if that happens as Holgar with a line drive kick. Bounces behind the returner. Looks like he'll take it about the 2-yard line. And he's taken down immediately within the 5-yard line. Looks like that was number 1, Ray Almodovar.
Great stop there by Wayne Hills. Let him not get a single yard more, setting them up in an amazing position defensively.
This is one of the better field positions Patriots defense has had to deal with so far. I mean, we've seen them around the 15-yard line, but they could potentially get a safety here, which would be definitely something that the Wayne Hills coaching staff would like to see. Shows that the Patriots defensive line get into the backfield.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've seen this defense take control of this game so far. No scores by Morris Hill, so honestly, if they can take control here in this second half, especially this early, they can control this game.
It would definitely be nice to see them get some, bigger defensive plays. You've definitely seen them stop them, but no key, defensive, fumbles, interceptions so far. So the ball snapped and the ball taken about a yard or two. Not really much on that carry.
Pretty good job there by the Wayne Hills defense. Yet again, able to shut out a pretty good run there. Could have gone for a lot of yards if Wayne Hills let it pass, but luckily enough, able to shut it down pretty quickly.
And there's looks like that was Dominic Grossi on the carry, taken down by Modak. Modak, obviously, the leader in tackles for this team. Again in for the stop. He's definitely had his hands written all over this defensive dominance so far. The ball is snapped. It's handed off again. And it's taken to the left side. Taken down by a bunch of defenders. Looks like that is Sam Valerio.
Yet again, that's the Wayne Hills defense. They're coming in hard, and they want to keep control of this. It's 3rd and 6. They've got an amazing field position. Just keep control of the ball, and they'll be fine.
Stop for the Patriots.
Yeah, as there's a player down for the Scarlet Knights. Hopefully the Patriots able to get some more points on the board, doing so quickly. It'd be nice to see them, put on the running clock rule. So that way we get out of here. You look at the stands. Not a lot of people, as it's very, very cold out here. I think it's about 25 degrees right now.
Yeah, I can actually check, but while we're checking, actually, yeah, that player is down the field. I think he did take a pretty big hit. But, yeah, honestly, running clock rule, you need to score 35 points. We're not even close to that yet, so. I mean, not so far yet. Maybe not so far in this game, but, just in case, just get the players out of here. Maybe you want to start a little bit early. I don't think you'll be able to do that, though.
Yeah, hopefully Patriots able to get another, even if they are not able to get to the point where there's a running clock, they want to make sure that they get their lead up so that way they can take their players out. And as going into the rest of this postseason, they're obviously going to play Old Japan. They definitely want to have their full arsenal going into a game against probably their toughest opponent they'll face this season.
Yeah, and Old Japan just recently played tonight, actually won by over 40 points.
Yeah, they're an incredible team. Hopefully the Patriots could match that. It's a high snap. And taken down by Jason Modak. Man, he threw that quarterback like a rag doll. Wow.
Just spun him around and threw him down. Pretty classic move there, but yet again, very effective. Excellent job by them.
Man, that was a very nice sack by him. That's his 13th of the season. Just racking up the sacks. So it'll be 4th down as looks like that's number 22. Sam Valerio will punt it inside his own end zone as Joe Mongelli back to return for the Patriots. Snap's pretty clean, and it's punted up in the air. Mongelli, fair catch. Heard the footsteps.
Oh, looks like a bit of physical altercation going on here between Morris Hills as flags are coming out.
Looks like there's going to be some unnecessary roughness after the play. Looks like some players got tripped up with each other. Took an exception to that. Sorry.
Penalty marker is down.
See how they call it.
Personal foul against
Looks like
the
there'll actually be
Scarlet
a
Knights.
personal foul against the Scarlet Knights, so Patriots will move further up the field. Looks like some frustration coming into factor in this game.
Yeah, it just looks like they're letting the anger get to them there. I mean, they are down by 14 points. Weren't able to get anything done on that drive. Just a little bit of frustration coming out, and you can't let that happen, or else you're going to just result in more penalties.
That's right, and if you're down, especially by 2 scores, you definitely want to reduce the penalties. It'll hurt you even more. Lemchek looks to the sideline for some plays. Zachman and Njoko split to the right. Looks like Zaccone lined up at fullback. Michael Joyce in the backfield. Ball snapped, and it's a quick out to Njoku. Njoku stutter step, and he's about 3 or 4 on the play.
Could have gotten away from there with a solid stiff arm, but unfortunately was wrapped up around the legs. Too bad, so sad, but pretty good gain there, at least for a yard.
Nice job. It's crazy. He's got pretty good wheels for a big guy. I mean, you saw him out there stutter stepping as if he's like 5'10". Like, man, does that guy have wheels? He's going to be a special player. And the ball is handed off to Joyce, who takes it up the middle. Looks like he might be just shy of the first down yard line.
Pretty good run there by Michael Joyce, able to turn into a 3rd and 2. Now, honestly, you could go with a pretty good run here, or you could just give it to JP. Honestly, they've got 2 really good threats here. And honestly, that's something you really couldn't do with Jaron Hayek. You know, JP is a much better passer than him, so let's see what happens.
And the ball's handed off to Joyce, who makes his way really close to the goal line. Obviously, he gets the first down there. The thing that makes Jaron Hayek so special is not only is he a quarterback, he's just a natural athlete that at any given time, he can take a ball out to the left or right side, and he'll just be gone. That's something that JP Lemchek, although he's a very good pocket quarterback, he can't bring to the game. That big play potential is really what makes Hayek so special. I think that's why they went with him to be the starting quarterback to begin the season. Nonetheless, though, Patriots very lucky to have 2 very good starting options at quarterback, and even though Hayek was unfortunately injured, you know, JP Lemchek getting some pretty good playing time as Joyce takes it to the left side, and looks like he'll push his way in for a touchdown.
Michael Joyce on
And it will be a touchdown. Michael Joyce with his 3rd touchdown of the night.
Excellent job there by Michael Joyce, able to just get past a couple blocks and able to muscle his way in for an excellent touchdown, his 3rd of the night. And he's the only person to be able to put up points in this game so far, unless you count Dario Cerny's extra points. But besides that, 3 touchdowns coming from the same player, that's dominance.
And we see him put up a lot of multi-touchdown games. Like against Ramapo, he had 3 touchdowns. He did that throughout the entire course of the game. It's only the 3rd quarter. His kicks up and good for Cerny. Cerny again, automatic with that extra point. Michael Joyce, and he's a special player. It's really great that he's a sophomore. This Wayne Hills team's got to be loving the fact that they have their starting tailback, who's not even in his prime yet. I think he could grow a little bit more, become even stronger than he is. That's a scary thought.
Honestly, he's an amazing running back. And frankly, he's just an amazing player overall. We've seen him make a lot of good catches, make a lot of good runs. He's multi-dimensional. He's got the power and the speed to beat you. Honestly, he's an amazing player, and he's only a sophomore. People were expecting Adam Avita and Jojo Mondelli to come in and start this season, but both of them were injured, and he jumped in and took the chance and was able to come out with an amazing season. Honestly, I am expecting a lot from him if Wayne Hills can advance to this playoffs, and he's going to be crucial against Old Japan.
Yeah, it's definitely been a very unexpected turn. I mean, came into the season not knowing who the starting quarterback is, how the wide receiver situation would turn out. You know, a lot of key players from last year going off to college, graduating. And you see the younger guys really stepped in. Doesn't matter who it is, no matter who we expected. They've taken over and they've performed as expected very well. And the fact that they're able to do so, it just shows why Wayne Hill is such a great program. Like, this is supposed to be a rebuilding year. In your rebuilding year, you're not supposed to go very far in the playoffs. I mean, look at Wayne Valley. They were just as good as Hills last year, and they won, like, what, 2 games? I mean, it's just incredible what this program has been able to do year in and year out.
It's almost reminding me of the Jets this season, how they're supposed to embrace the tank and really fall flat, but instead they're coming out big.
Except the Jets are stuck in mediocrity.
That's true, and we're
ball's
not.
Received, and it's gone up the middle, and taken down just shy of the 25-yard line.
Nasara on the kickoff return.
Good stop there yet again by Jason Modak, and he's been a pretty dominant player so far. A lot of really good tackles, a lot of really crucial sacks. He's done pretty good in this game so far, and honestly, yet again, is one of the stars of this team. That's exactly what you expect from him.
Totally agree. What do you think, Luca?
Yeah, I say what I've seen from Modak. He's a guy. He's like a walking tank. He can pretty much just barrel through any person who's against on the offensive line and get to whoever's carrying that ball.
The ball's fumbled again. It looks like the Patriots recover. This time it actually was not their center, believe it or not. But it was their star player, number 24, Angelo Massera, who coughed up the ball. At this point, it looks like it could be the nail in the coffin for this Morris Hills team.
Well, we talked about in the beginning of this half, hey, you know what? They get to 35 points. They can start the running clock rule. And it looks like now, as we're getting more and more into this game, you could really maybe even see that actually happen. And honestly, if it does, that'd be pretty amazing.
That would be pretty good. Definitely a big statement win coming off a loss to Irvington.
It looks like a flag is going to be on the play. It is going to go against Wayne Hills for running the clock.
Ball start against the Patriots. 5-yard penalty. 1st and 15. The ball spotted on the 26-yard line.
Very unfortunate there for Wayne Hills, but luckily enough, they were able to at least get something done, and hopefully they'll be able to do something really good here.
And
JP in the pocket, takes the snap, hands it off to JoJo, and is able to run up the left side and get a lot of good yards here to make it about 2nd and 6.
Nice job by Mongelli. Definitely see the quickness of him on that play. It looks like actually number 75 for the Patriots. Looks like that's Mike Krawchuk. Looks like he might have gotten poked in the eye or something. He came off the field, but looks like he's doing better now, so that's good to see from him. So JP Lemchek in the gun. It looked like a defensive player jumped off sides, but they're not calling it. Man, that definitely looked like he crossed the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably should have called it.
Lemchek takes the snap, hands it off to Mongelli, who takes it up the middle. Gets a gain of maybe 2 or 3 yards. So it'll be 3rd down and short for the Patriots. Up by 3 possessions. 7 minutes, 30 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. You think the Patriots really need to score here, or do you think they can be a little more conservative, go for another run, maybe go for a field goal?
Well, they got JoJo in, so it looks like they are going conservative, if anything.
And Mongelli takes it again up the middle, and you see that explosiveness. I think if he extended for the goal line, he definitely could have scored, but nonetheless, he's taken down at about the 1-yard line.
And that's what I was saying earlier about JoJo. He's got the explosiveness to beat you, he's got the speed to beat you, and he's got the power along with him. I played on the same freshman team as he did, and he was the star of that offensive team. And honestly, he can do amazing things.
Lemchek takes the snap, hands it off to Mongelli, who spins his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Mongelli. Make it 27-0.
Exactly what I was saying with that explosiveness, and is able to beat you in any way, shape, or form. And exactly what I was saying, he just goes out and proves it. Honestly, I've said enough. He's done all the talking for me.
And Mongelli, it's really great to have a weapon like that who he can definitely get some D1 looks, especially with his blend of speed and strength. You have him coming off your bench. You also have Joyce and Abita. Man, is that a formidable running back rotation as Cerny puts a kick up, and it is good. straight through the uprights, make it 28-0. Now, we've seen over the years a bunch of Patriots running backs. You know, they had one guy who's definitely set the bar. We've seen Luca Grave last year. Back in the old days, there's Ray Van Pete, and there's definitely been a lot of running backs along the way. Seems like we have a three-headed monster kind of approach. What do you think, Luca? How do you think that's going to turn out for the Patriots, not only this year going through the playoffs, but, you know, throughout the next couple of years?
Well, I say for the future, definitely with the running game. We've always had some pretty good running backs, like you said. We had Luca Grave last year, and he was pretty much a name you would hear throughout every single play. Pretty much every play you would hear Luca Grave on the carry or Luca Grave with the touchdown. He was just one of their star players last year, and it's pretty much a lot of the running game. But we also got our great receivers too. We got like Nick Alshamus this year. We got Charles Njoku, and they've been putting up some pretty good numbers throughout the season.
What you have the pleasure of is, as you're a freshman, you get to see this team, you know, grow a little bit next year. A lot of the returning players, they're obviously, you know, sophomore, juniors. A lot of seniors graduating this year. They're definitely going to have to fill a lot of void, even though, like, some of the guys are not as dominant as some of the guys last year. They're definitely really big leadership guys. Definitely a lot of energy. They really bring a lot to this football team. Bensi Polgar about to kick it off. Polgar, nice booming kick, taking about the 10-yard line. It's muffed. It's taken up the middle and brought down as number 1, Ray Alamadog.
On the kickoff return.
Pretty good job by Wayne Hills to be able to shut that down before getting any major yards.
Also a pretty good job by Morris Hills there on that return. I think it was number 24 who muffed it, and number 20 one right after that, bounces right into his hands, and he takes it and tries to run it out.
Yeah, it's been really a theme for Morris Hills all night. Unable to cleanly have the football in their possession. We've seen bobbled snaps, bobbled kicks, bobbled throws. It just has been a mess for them. The ball is snapped, and it's given to the tailback. Takes it up the middle, taken down by a bunch of defenders. There's Angelo Massera on the carry.
Just want to point out something real quick. Wayne Hills gets another touchdown, 35-0, and that's when the running clock will begin. Currently, the clock's still going down at 6 minutes, 27 seconds left, but, you know, if they score one more time, that's when the big rules are going to start coming in that we don't often see.
Yeah, the last time we saw that, we thought that would happen during the Valley game. That would have been actually pretty cool to see, as, you know, Valley is a pretty heated rival, but I haven't really seen that since Milburn of last year. The ball's handed off to Massera again, who takes it out the right side. Absolutely destroyed by a Wayne Hills defender.
On the carry.
Looks like that was Joe Rondi.
Joe Rondi, number 61 on the tackle.
Joe Rondi, another young player, pretty sure he's a junior. Big hit there. Don't see a lot of interior offensive linemen make hits like that in the open field.
And hey, you know what? A lot of these guys are juniors. There are a lot of great seniors on this team, but a lot of them are juniors. So expect to see a lot of familiar faces coming back next year, such as most of the running back core and most of this defense.
That's right. It's another bobbled snap. The quarterback coughs up the ball. Looks like the Patriots will come up with the ball. So yet another bad snap results in a turnover. And man, I think that this, fortunately, this center has really ruined the game for Morris Hills. I mean, the quarterback, the running backs, they're unable to come away with the ball. If you do that, you cough it up at least once or twice every drive. You're not going to be able to, you know, win a game doing that.
And you know what? If anything, that's just going to demoralize them and everything. Wayne Hills just got to put them away.
And especially in this situation when you're down 28-0, it is an absolute must that you keep that ball in your hands or keep that ball in your possession, and you can get some yards and maybe try to come back from your 28-point deficit.
And as Lunchak takes a snap, he hands it off to Mangeli, who takes it up the middle. Gain of 3.
So you know what, right now, my biggest wonder is, sorry to cut you off there, but my biggest wonder if the second team's going to come in here, you start sending in some replacements. We already see JoJo in for Michael Joyce, but I wonder if there's going to be even more substitutions going on, as this game is going to wind down being 28-0 and a pretty dominant performance for Wayne Hills. It's still only the third quarter.
Yeah, up by 3 possessions as the ball is handed off to Mangeli, who takes up the left side. He has enough for a first. the Patriots able to put another score on the board, they definitely need to put in some of their second string guys, because you saw in Irvington last week, a game that honestly, in my opinion, shouldn't have even been played. A bunch of guys went down with injury. We saw obviously Hayek got banged up. Actually, there's a flag on the play, holding against the Patriots, so that play will be canceled out, which is a shame. That was a pretty good run by Mangelli. They really need to make sure that nobody else gets injured in this game, because they're going to need everybody, 100% going in against Old Japan.
Yeah, very unfortunate penalty for Hills there, but honestly, looks like about 2nd and 15. Now it's about the time where you can just rush it in here. Honestly, you don't need to take a chance. You're winning by way too much to be able to, it to be valid to be able to take a chance at that risk.
That's right, and as he throws it down the field and just out of the reach of, looks like that's Zach Zachman. Lemchek throws it a little short. Just kidding, that was actually for Nick Alshamus again.
Yet again, Nick Alshamus, 4 incomplete passes on the day. Very unfortunate for him, but honestly, he has the talent to be able to really make an impact in this game. Just very unfortunate to him. I think it's a little bit of a change of the quarterback situation, because honestly, Jaron Hank was able to get the ball in his hands almost every single time, and JP hasn't really been able to make a really good connection with him so far.
Agree, Dylan. As Lemchek drops back, he throws a quick out to Njoku, who's taken back for an immense loss. The ball spotted about the 50-yard line. Alshamus unable to get anything really going on offense so far. So it looks like the punt team will come on for the Patriots. No reason to go for it, obviously up by 28.
Yeah, no real reason to take the risk here. You're winning by way too much. Just get the team off the field, put on the defense, let them run over the Morris Hills offense a little bit more, just to build their confidence. No real reason to get in any risk.
And hopefully put some of the second string guys in, because you want to come away from this game with as least damage as possible. You want to make sure nobody gets injured. The ball's down just a little past the 20th yard line, about maybe the 16-yard line. Took a very generous bounce on the punt.
Great punt there by JP, able to get some really good fieldage here, setting up at around the 11-yard line at Morris Hills' side of the field. And honestly, this is where Wayne Hills can really thrive here. If they can keep this Morris Hills offense down and out for the rest of this quarter, they can shut them out here, and they can have a really good chance to close out this game with a really dominant performance.
Yeah, that'd be good to preserve the shutout again. That definitely shows that your defense is in control of this game. It would definitely send a message to everyone else in the playoffs. And the ball's thrown. It's received by tailback, that's number 22, Sam Valerio. Takes it for about 8 yards.
Yeah, great job there for the pass. Honestly, wasn't expecting that there, but you know what? If they're going to do it and it works out like that, I've got no complaints, at least on their side. But if I'm Wayne Hills, I'm just scratching my head wondering, well, is that going to happen again now? Because, they are down, so, passing plays are going to help out.
Yeah, Carlotti, the quarterback, has not really gotten much throwing action, as the tailback takes it for about a gain of 1, maybe no yards on the play. There's Massera.
Yeah, and that's going to be a first down. Very unfortunate for Wayne Hills, but honestly, they've been pretty dominant all game. If they can just continue their dominance, stay vigilant, watch the very rare and occasional pass play, but keep their eye out for the run and which way it's going to go, honestly, this Wayne Hills team can accomplish many good things.
Totally agree with you, Dylan. Actually, it looks like it'll be 2nd and 10. Carlotti takes the ball, hands it out to his tailback, who has some room along the right side. He's taken down along the sideline. Again, Massera on the carry.
And it doesn't look like it's going to actually move the chain, so it's going to be 2nd and 1. Just barely making it, honestly. If they run it up the middle, most likely they're going to make it. So wonder what Hills is going to do here to be able to stop that.
I definitely think they need to load the box at this point. If you're Morris Hills, you really want to be passing it at this point, you still have a full quarter. If you get a point on the board, maybe put yourself a little back in the game. The ball's handed off again to Massera, who's taken down behind. I think he actually might have gotten enough for a first down. Let's see what they say. Looks like they will give him the spot for a first down.
Well, you know what? That's okay with me as long as that's the last one they get and as long as they don't put up any points on the board. Honestly, I could see that happen all day as long as they just don't score anything.
Yeah, I definitely see that happening too. And it looks like on the sidelines they have quarterback warming up for the Patriots. Looks like that's number 12. It's Anthony Casasanta. So it looks like we will see JP Lemchak come out of the game. The ball snapped again and taken up the middle. Looks like he gets enough for a first down is Massera.
Yeah, well, you know what? They're getting a pretty good drive starting up here, and honestly, their blocking has really grown. And honestly, they're doing a lot better so far since the beginning of this game, at least in blocking terms. And honestly, at least their center hasn't made any more mistakes, just like they were. But, you know, in terms of it coming back in Wayne Hills' favor, honestly, hope it doesn't continue.
Well, it seems like it's a case of a little too late. The ball is handed off again to Massera, who's taken down by a bunch of Wayne Hills defenders. It's too little, too late for Morris Hills at this point. I mean, yeah, their offense is doing a little better, but like you think that would have been, you know, the narrative before they're down by 28 points. I mean, you have to succeed throughout the game. You can't all of a sudden turn on the offense and say, hey, we're going to run pretty well. You know, the third quarter when you're down by this much, I mean, you can't expect to win games like that, and that's why the scoreboard looks like it does.
And a great tackle there by Ayon Mohani. And we've seen him make a couple of plays this season, you know, some really crucial tackles. Luckily, though, he was able to stop that one before it could develop.
And the ball snapped again. And it looks like there's some confusion between the quarterback and the tailback. Ray Almodovar and Nick Carlotti collided on the play.
Yeah, well, you know what? Miscommunication there. Little bit of confusion. They both rammed into each other when they really shouldn't have. Honestly, that's the kind of thing you got to know. I mean, we saw a little bit of confusion there between quarterback and running back between JP Lemchak when he was able to gain 4 yards. But honestly, if that happens again, that's just a really bad some really bad communication between those two.
I mean, what that really is sloppy football. I mean, yeah, if it happens every once in a while, you know, it happens. It's football. You can't always be perfect, but, you know, that can't happen. What do you think, Luca?
Yeah, I say, like, with Lemchak, because he took that run, and he took it for a gain of 4 yards. They had to expect the unexpected. And he took that into advantage and gained the team 4 yards.
And that's right, and as the clock hits 0, we'll move on to the fourth quarter. So far, the Patriots dominating 28-0. Very cold night here at Patriots Stadium. Seems like we were a little worried about the weather, but that seemed to be no problem for JP Lemchak, Joyce, and the rest of the Patriots, as, you know, they come out very dominant. And we even saw, like, obviously this is a 5 versus 4 seed game. You thought it would be a very close game. The Patriots seem to be playing even better than Old Japan did. Obviously they played well, but they were not able to preserve the shutout. So going into next week, I wonder if Old Japan looks at this game and says, hey, the Patriots, you know, are coming off a pretty good win, you know, could shut out the other opponent. What do you think Old Japan's got to be thinking at this point?
Well, you know what? Old Japan is actually coming off a really good win. They won by over 40 points today. So honestly, they're pretty hyped up. First seed, really difficult matchup for Wayne Hills. You know, they're also a very balanced team, really good defense, really good offense. It could give this team a challenge, but if they can overcome that, the only thing that's left is the championship. And honestly, if they can beat Old Japan, the skies are set for it.
I agree. And Carlotti looks like he's taken down. Looks like he might have coughed up the ball. Looks like they might be calling Carlotti down, as Rondi takes quarterback down for a sack. Actually, it looks like the Patriots were able to get the ball, so yet another turnover for Morris Hills.
Oh boy, it looks like we're just going to see that trend over and over again. Just Morris Hills, yet again, just whiffing it up again and just not able to get anything done against this Wayne Hills team.
in the fourth quarter being shut out. You cannot let that happen.
I mean, that's why the scoreboard looks like it does, as Mongelli taken down for nothing. I mean, if you're going to cough up the ball, I mean, how many times have they coughed up the ball at this point? What, like 4 or 5? Like,
At least 4.
You can't go into a playoff game, play like that, and expect to come away with a win. It's just baffling. I mean, it could be jitters. It could be emotions. I mean, you got to be pretty, like, upset if you're losing like this. Ball snapped and given off to Mongelli, who takes it to the right side.
Mongelli on the carry.
Looks like there'll be a late flag, maybe a face mask.
Hey, well, you know what? Looks like Morris Hill's player. Looks like he got a little bit out of control there. Looks like, in fact, it looks like number 23, Francis Babe, out for Morris Hills. Looks like he got in the face of JoJo right at the end of the play.
Yeah, I think at this point, Morris Hills is very frustrated. I mean, it's the fourth quarter in a playoff game. Especially that player. He looks like he's a junior, so obviously, you know, it's not his last game. But you definitely don't want to be losing like this in a playoff game. It's very upsetting. I mean, if the Patriots were on the other side of the ball, if they were losing like this, no, for a fact, none of those players would be very happy with the result of the game. And Patriots will move up pretty far after this.
And hey, you know what? If he didn't make that stupid idea, I mean, just it probably would have been a Wayne Hills third down, and if anything, you could have stopped Wayne Hills there. But I mean, just that was a very poor idea from the Morris Hills player there.
Yeah, don't know what you're thinking down like that. Mongelli, very shifty. Looks like he'll get a touchdown. So Mongelli, second touchdown of the night. Wayne Hills running backs absolutely taking over this game. All 34 points at this point have been as a result of the running backs.
And hey, you want to know something even better? You get in JoJo Mongelli's face, you're going to get bit. Exactly what happened there. Francis Babe got in his face, got the personal foul against him, moved the ball up, and then JoJo Mongelli, the next play, just runs it in for a touchdown, and that's exactly what I expect from this Wayne Hills team.
Mongelli definitely took exception to that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, as Dario Cerny sends it through the uprights as per usual. He definitely took exception to that, and he definitely ran a lot harder on that play. You could definitely see some passion in that run. He definitely wanted to get into the end zone there, and of course he did. So it'll be 35-0. 10 minutes in the game. Looks like we'll see that clock keep on rolling, so pretty good on our part, as it is pretty chilly. We'll see just a little over 10 minutes left in this game. Patriots will go on to win, and looks like they'll be playing Old Japan. They'll be going out to their pretty far drive, and Patriots obviously earlier this season not able to find much success against Old Japan, but I definitely think that at this point the Patriots team that went to Old Japan earlier in the season is a lot different from this team right now.
Well, you know what? This is an amazing event. If you're watching this right now, congratulations. You just witnessed something you're not going to witness every day. The 1 clock rule is absolutely going to come into effect now. It's 35-0. It's an absolute blowout. Honestly, this is a great game for Hills. Honestly, if you compare it to any game in football, this is a pretty bad game. This is a dominant output by Wayne Hills. It's not exciting. Obviously, Wayne Hills is going to win. But if you're looking at it from a Wayne Hill standpoint, this is amazing. You're going to go into the next week against the number 1 seed with a 35-0 deficit, and you caused a run clock. That's really good, and that shows a lot of progress for this team. Honestly, I'm excited for that next game.
I definitely think this is a statement win for the Patriots. I mean, you go into the game, a couple guys banged up. You could argue Jaron Hayeks, their most productive, best player. He's sitting on the bench, and the Patriots come out with a big statement win like this. You definitely don't see that a lot with your star quarterback out. It's a short punt by Polgar. Short kickoff, actually, and it's taken down by a bunch of Morris Hills defenders. I definitely think that going into next week, they could play like they did today and get their guys back. I mean, this is probably the healthiest we will see the Patriots all season. I mean, a couple guys like Pantaloa who are out for the season, but you have JoJo back, you have Abita back, you have Hayek healthy again. You have all of your guys that could definitely put up a fight against Old Japan. As it's just a little over 8 minutes, it looks like Morris Hills have the ball again. Looks like the player's taken down immediately, right about the 20th yard line.
And you know what? Good job there by Wayne Hills, just really shutting him down. And it looks like some of the second team players are now finally coming out, finally getting their time to shine. And honestly, I'm pretty excited right now. You know, this Wayne Hills team has a lot of talent on its roster. Even on the second team, as we said during pregame, every position has its importance and every player is uniquely important to this team. And you know what? It doesn't matter whether you're a starter or second team, you have your place and you know when you're needed.
That's right, and we've definitely seen everybody on this Patriot team, whether you're first team or second team, even third team, everyone stepped up as the ball looks like it might have been fumbled again. And the Patriots have the ball yet again. At this point, it's almost comical. I mean, it seems like every other snap, Wes Morris is just coughing up the ball. I mean, I don't know what else I could say at this point.
I don't know if you can call this domination anymore, honestly. This is more of a slaughter. You just see fans of the opposing team just leaving every time. You see fans of even our side leaving every time as they just know that this game is over.
I mean, I don't think I've ever seen like this type of sloppy football in my life. I mean, yeah, you see teams have bad games, maybe like 3 or 4 turnovers. But I mean, they might have cuffed off the ball at least 5-6 times so far this game. I mean, that's kind of absurd, especially in a playoff game. Like, it's just crazy.
Yeah, now you definitely see the second team offense coming on here. You see Frank DeCosmo coming out. You see the backup running backs coming out. Ironically, JP Lemchek is still in the field. Honestly, I think you bring in Anthony Casasanta just to stop, you know, give him some time. But no, it just looks like they're going to keep him in.
Lemchek bobbles a snap, and he's taken down by a bunch of defenders. It looked like it was a little scary hit. I mean, Lemchek looks like his head collided into someone else. It looks like he's okay. I mean, like you said, I definitely want to see them put Casasanta in because not only, I mean, right now, going into next week, the way Lemchek's played, he could be a starting quarterback option, especially if Jaren's not 100%. You definitely want to make sure he's not hurt. So I think, especially since Casasanta, he's a senior, you know, it'd be really nice to give him some snaps, you know, his senior year. Could be one of his last games, you know, at the high school football level. Don't know why he's still in. He takes a snap and he hands off to Montgelli, and he swallowed off right away in the backfield. Actually, it was not Montgelli. It looks like that was number... Not sure who that was on the play, but it looks like they did make a running back switch. Number 35. Actually, it's number 25. And the ball is handed off to the tailback again. Takes it up a couple yards.
Number 25 on the carry.
Now you're going to see an unfortunate fourth down, but honestly, it doesn't matter at this point. It's 35-0, honestly. You could go for it, it wouldn't matter. You could kick it, it wouldn't matter. You could throw it, it wouldn't matter. That's the point. The game is over. There's 4 minutes, 44 seconds left on the clock. Even I'm the kind of guy that says the game isn't over until it hits 0. The game is over. Congratulations, it's done.
Oh, yeah, for sure, Dylan. And actually, that's Dan Daly in the backfield. We have not seen his name called so far this season. Nonetheless, he has a pretty good carry on 4th down. Looks like it'll be turnover on downs, but, you know, that's not really much of an issue. You're up by 35 points, rolling clock. I mean, at this point, you just need to play out the game. I mean, there's not really much else, the defense, the offense, anybody can really do in this game. The game's just about over.
Just about over. I say it is over, honestly. To pull off a comeback in 4 minutes when you're down 35-0, that's the kind of thing that, you know, you need an NFL team to be able to do. And I mean, by far, you at least need a D1 college team to be able to pull off. Something like Ohio State or Alabama or even Clemson could do that, but, you know, at high school level, come on. You can't do that.
I mean, even if you put Tom Brady out there for these Morris Hills Scarlet Knights, I don't even think Tom Brady, who obviously, you know, is an MVP caliber player, I don't think he could even will this team back from a comeback.
Well, when you're talking about Tom Brady, I mean, Tom Brady is probably one of the best quarterbacks that's ever existed in the game and is known as the comeback kid. He could probably do it if he was on this Morris Hills team, but, well, they like to run it a lot, and they don't have a Tom Brady caliber quarterback.
I mean, even if you have Tom Brady on this team, I mean, who's out there to catch the ball? I mean, I don't even think they have, like, a good receiver. I mean, they have a bunch of running backs who have been pretty decent with the ball, but, like, we've not seen a single completion from a wide receiver, maybe one or two, but, I mean, I don't know. I think that there's absolutely 0% chance this Morris Hills team could come back. Looks like the ball snapped and taken down, no gain at all.
Honestly, you want to know how I characterize this game? I characterize it exactly with what Charles Njoku is doing on the sideline. He's just dancing on the field. He's having a good time. He's moving up and down. He's happy. He's having a good time. Honestly, that's exactly what this game was. This was Wayne Hills just dancing on the opponent, not really taking them seriously. And then when they do, just coming out and dominating them. That's exactly how this game was.
I mean, when you win like this, you have all right to do that. I mean, it's also nice to see all the Wayne Hills starters, sticking up for their team, watching them as running back gets out on the left side. Looks like he steps out of bounds as number 22, San Valerio. It's nice to see the Patriots, even though the starters, their job's done, they could sit on the bench, relax a little bit. You see them all cheering on their team, celebrating the sidelines. It's very nice to see. It's just a brotherhood out there. I mean, all these players, cheer each other on. Even the second-string guys right now, I mean, it's just a job well done by this team. Just the coaching staff, the culture overall, it's just such a wonderful program.
Hey, well, I said it during pregame. This is less of a group and more of a family. They're together on this, and if they win, everybody wins.
That's right, and the ball's carried, taken down. Looks like he'll get just enough for a first down. Looks like the chains will move.
Pretty good run there, but then again, the game is over. It's 2 minutes, 21 seconds with a running clock. Come on, it's over.
I mean, yeah, can we just leave now?
I mean, there's about just a little more over 2 minutes left in this game. Looks like the game will be coming to an end very shortly. And the ball's handed off again. Still on his feet, and the ball's coughed up again.
Coughed up yet again. Oh my god, it's fumble after fumble after fumble. I honestly feel bad for this team now at this point, honestly. I felt bad for Valley when they came out and we blew them out. This is even worse because at this point, and the fumble got turned over, so it goes to Hills. But at this point, I feel really, really bad for this team. We didn't even get the running clock against Valley, and we get it against this team in the playoffs. They made it to the playoffs, and we still got the running clock on them, honestly. I feel really bad for them, but I feel really good for Hills.
I mean, they're a pretty formidable opponent. They came into this game 7-2 overall. Looks like the Patriots line up in the victory formation.
Honestly, at this point, you might as well. You got a minute, 7 seconds on the clock. There's no reason to rush things. There's no reason to do anything dumb that could get your players injured. All you got to do is just kneel the ball, let the clock run out, and the game is over. Congratulations. There you go. You move on to Old Japan, and you prepare for that.
Yeah, speaking of Old Japan, the Patriots will, after a very strong victory here, go on to play Old Japan, the number 1 seed. So it'll be Wayne Hills against Old Japan. Looks like both teams will come to center field as the clock will hit 0 soon. It'll be a very tough game, Wayne Hills versus Old Japan. Obviously, we saw early in the year, Wayne Hills was absolutely destroyed by Old Japan. But like we said earlier, looks like a much different Wayne Hills team. Very young team. Definitely came into their own. Has definitely improved over the course of the season. Definitely got a feel of what kind of approach they like to have. I think they're a different team. What do you guys think?
Honestly, this game was less of a domination and more of a slaughter. This was just another team, Morris Hills, coming into Wayne Hills territory and then getting beat down in the most satisfying way possible for Wayne Hills. You could not ask for a better game for Wayne Hills than this. You go 35-0, you cause the run clock, and you win the game. That's it. Now you just move on to Old Japan like it's nobody's business. If anything, they didn't even need to prepare for this game. They could have just focused on Old Japan this week, and it wouldn't have made a difference.
I don't know about that, Dylan, but nonetheless, we will see Old Japan next week, and it has been Jared, Pohl, Dylan Oren-King, and Luca in the booth here, and we will see you next week in Old Japan.